Addiction is a choice. True or BS? Is it true that it's a choice, or it is not a choice, it's a brain disorder, it's a health condition? You say it's BS. I'll let you decide on that, whether it is true for you or whether it is a medical condition. I'll let you decide on that. But someone I know chose true. He said it's a choice. He said that addiction is a choice. And I want to tell you the story he used to, support his claim. This person grew up in a Christian family, very strict. No smoking, no alcohol, no life, no exposure to anything wild, but he has always been the curious one. And as he grew older, that curiosity, the curiosity took him into directions his upbringing will never imagine. He told me that he drinks alcohol almost every day now. He doesn't get drunk, though he got drunk once, and that was a long time ago when he was quite younger. And he swore it will never happen again, and it hasn't happened again. He told me he has also tried, he has tried weed, that is, he's tried cannabis, he's tried cocaine, he's tried different things, not out of pressure, but not out of pain, but just to test it, just to see how it feels and what happens, and to meet up with the energies around him at the moment. And then he said something that really shocked me. He said, even if he tried heroin today, he would never get addicted. Really? I actually challenged him. Okay, let's try it. Can you try heroin for 1 month or 2 months, or let's say 6 months, and let's see what happens. It's a bit too long. Because he will never get addicted because, he's too aware, because he knows it's bad. And he said that he knows it's bad just like everyone else knows it's bad. According to him, everyone knows it's bad, and why should you try it? Because he believes addiction only happens to people who choose to fall into it. He believes that people ruin their lives because they wanted to, because they lack discipline, because they allow themselves to get hooked. And for a moment, if you listen to him talking with his story, you might almost agree with him. But then I asked him a question he didn't see coming. I said, are you sure your story proves that what you think it proves? Or does this simply prove that you were never running from anything when you tried these things? He tried those substances from a place of curiosity, not from a place of pain. He didn't turn to alcohol after he had a heartbreak. He didn't smoke to escape, loneliness. He didn't use cocaine to numb depression. He did not experiment to silence trauma. He didn't drink because he felt empty inside. He wasn't trying to escape anything. His life has always been stable, let me say. His emotions were intact. His mind was steady. So yes, he could pick up something and put it down, because he wasn't using substance to fill a hole inside of himself. He wasn't using substance, the way people use. Some people use silence, some people use isolation, some people use anger, some people use food, some people use sex, some people even use work to quiet the noise in their mind. For him, substances were a test. For many other people, substances are relief. And that single difference, that difference of reason, the reason behind the cause of use, the use, changes everything. See, some people step into substances with a brain that is calm, balanced, whole. Others step into addiction or into use of substance with a brain that is overwhelmed, exhausted, wounded. Some people use from excitement, they use it from a place of excitement. Others use it from a place of survival. They use it for survival. That is why two people can take the same substance in the same room, at the same age, on the same day, and one will walk away. The other one will begin a lifelong battle. This is not because one is stronger than the other. It's because one is escaping pain and the other never had to face that pain. And this is where the brain comes in. When someone uses a substance while their mind is already battling loneliness, is battling stress, is battling trauma or emotional pain, the brain doesn't just register pleasure, it registers relief, deep relief. And the brain will chase relief harder than it will chase pleasure. That relief becomes memory, memorizes it. That memory becomes a pathway. That pathway becomes a habit. That habit becomes survival, and that survival becomes addiction. So yes, the first sip, the first drag, the first line, might have been a choice. But what happens next is not simply about choice. It's about a brain that has found something that temporarily relieves it of its pain, silences the pain, and a person who doesn't, who doesn't yet know how to quieten their inner self, their pain, any other way, that becomes a pattern. That's why some people drown, not because the water is dangerous, but because of the moment they walked into the sea, they walked into the water to swim. So when you hear someone says, I tried drugs and I never got hooked, I never got addicted, so everyone else must be choosing their addiction, they chose it for themselves. Remember this, not everyone enters substance use from the same emotional doorway. Some walk in with curiosity, like in the person I told you about. Others walk in with wounds, with trauma. So walk in with support, others walk in with silence. Some walk in with balance, others walk in with broken heart. And that difference, the invisible difference, is why addiction looks like choice from the outside, but it feels like a trap from the inside. So is addiction a choice? Sometimes at the beginning, but once relief becomes survival, the brain starts choosing that survival for the person. It starts choosing it for you. And this is the part that people don't see. So the next time someone confidently says addiction is a choice, remember this. Two people can walk into the same room, take the same substance, with the same friends, and walk away with completely different destinies. Because addiction doesn't begin in the substance, it begins in the story. It begins in the pain. It begins in the silence. It begins in the moment nobody sees. And if we want to help people heal, we have to stop judging their choices and start understanding their circumstances, because when you understand the why, you start to see the person, not just the addiction. And when you see the person, everything changes. It does. So if this episode has opened your eyes, even if it's just a little bit, the next video will take it even deeper. It will open your eyes even more, because once you truly understand what addiction does to a person, the next question becomes, how do I truly love someone? How do I really show up for someone who is fighting this battle? Because when you talk about love, boundaries, support, responsibility, people get these whole things. They get it all wrong. They get it all mixed together. They get it all wrong every day. So in the next episode, we're going to talk about how to love someone struggling with addiction, how to stand in for them, how to be there for them without losing yourself in the process. Very important. If you don't want to miss it, please, I want you to hit the subscription button, leave a comment, and tell me what part of this story hits you the most. Please comment, like and share, subscribe so that you get notification for the next video. See you soon.